Hi, everybody. How's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to be back on. It's been a long day. I hope you guys had a great Thursday, ready for the weekend, ready for a good Friday and Easter Sunday. Oh, good to see you guys. Thanks for checking in. If you're watching live, put hello in the chat. And if you are watching a replay, put replay in the comments so I can respond after. All right. So today, what I wanted to talk about is the difference between family traditions and tradition of family. So, first of all, we all know what family traditions are, right? You actually, maybe you go away every year for a family vacation, whether it's to the beach or maybe you're going to a ski resort, or maybe it's a family reunion. Maybe that happens not every year, but maybe every other year, every 5 years or whatever. That's a family tradition. Well, I want you to also think of it as some type of big event, right? You usually take pictures because it's a big event and it doesn't happen that often. Well, I want you to think of now of tradition of family. And as we start to talk some more, I want you to put it in the chat, some examples that you probably have done in your own home. So tradition of family is small things that brings the family together. They don't seem like big deals, but they actually are big deals over time. And I'll give you some examples. Think of them as family habits. They happen all the time, such as maybe you guys play games, whether it's the Xbox or the PlayStation, but you do something with your family often where you don't even think about it. It's not even a big deal, right? You just do it. Hey, Shireen. Hey, Val. You don't usually take pictures because it's not a big deal, right? So, what I wanted to do is give you an example of how we had, um, and when I was growing up, we didn't have really any family traditions. We didn't go on annual vacations. We didn't really eat that much together as a family at the table. Yeah, we did once in a while, but it wasn't really something we did as a tradition all the time, right? However, when I met Tillman, met his family, they used to go on ski trips every year, and after a while, they started to invite me to join them. So I would spend Christmas morning with my family, and then I would go with Tillman's family, and we would go up to like Shawnee Mountain or someplace up in the Poconos or up to Vermont, and we would spend a week there as a family, just bonding as a family tradition. And I said, you know what? This is awesome. When we have a family, I want to be able to do that too. Now, let's talk about a tradition of family that we've adopted in our home, and we really started to reinforce it during the quarantine. So for us, it's really just having dinner as a family at the dining room table. Even my nephew comes and he eats with us, right? And that's a big deal for a 20-something-year-old to want to actually eat with the family, right? So for us, we share our day. Our kids talk about what happened in school. Layla tells us about her graphic design dreams and things like that. And someone was even sharing with me an example of a tradition of family that he had with his grandfather because his grandfather and grandmother lived right next door to them in Florida. They used to just have deep conversations often. It wasn't a big deal to him, but when he thought back on it today, he was like, that was a tradition of family. My grandfather was helping me form thoughts, helping me figure out what I wanted to do when I got older, and it was awesome. So for me, it's eating dinner, and I can tell you during this pandemic, Tillman got us ordering HelloFresh. So we were feeling like we're eating at a gourmet restaurant every night. It tastes delicious, right? And we're actually bonding over dinner every single night. It's awesome, okay? Another thing that we do as a tradition of family is when we go visit my brother, we'll play board games, we'll play Monopoly, we'll play Scrabble was another big game that my mom used to play all the time. We play card games, and we're not taking a bunch of pictures because we're just enjoying ourselves and just having a good old time. So I want you guys to think about what are some traditions of family that you have in your home. I mean, I know Shireen's on here. Shireen probably got her nieces in the farm in the back as a tradition of family where they're actually picking and planting and things like that. And now they have something that they do that they may not even think it's a big deal, but those small things are going to add up over time. Okay. So I want everyone to think about of tradition of family is not something that seems like a big deal at the time in the moment, but the purpose of it and what it happens, what it builds over time is that it becomes a dramatic effect in someone's life, that it actually will make an imprint on them. Okay. And we want to actually have some traditional family things with with our kids, so that way they don't have to look outside the home. Because when your kids don't connect at home and they're disconnected, they're going to start looking outside the door with other people that you don't really probably want them hanging out with anyway, right? So we want to keep them connected in the home to you. We want ours connected as well, and ask questions. My daughter probably hates that I like listening on some of her conversations, because I want to make sure that I'm keeping up on what the kids are talking about, and if there's something that she needs to talk about, I want her to know that I'm available. And to her, it may not seem like a big deal that we're having this conversation, or I'm asking those questions, but I want to make sure that she knows that there's an open door and she can ask us anything at any time. Not just me, but Tillen. So that's really what I only wanted to share with you guys today. And I would love for you guys to put your comments in the chat. If you feel this made sense to you and you want to share it with someone else, feel free to share the video. I would love for you to do that as well. I'll definitely be back tomorrow. We'll share some more communication between all of us. But go ahead and put anything you like in the chat, so that in the comments, and I will definitely reply. So that concludes my little talk for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you whether it's live or the replay. Either way, I appreciate you. Have a great night. Bye-bye.